Great. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the Quick Coach broadcast. I'm your Quick Coach, Danielle Patterson Winningham. I'm a Fortune 10, former Fortune 10 vice president and a revenue strategist, and I'm here to help you get the money you need to be free of the things you don't want and to be able to have access to the things that you do need. So this is a special broadcast today. To all my podcast listeners, to those of you on YouTube, for those of you on Periscope, for those of you on Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate all of you guys and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about 6 things that are standing between you and 6 figures. And so I'm going to speak to everybody at once. Good afternoon. Make sure you have your pens and your paper, because this is going to be some amazing content. And if you're on Periscope or Facebook, there will not be a replay. But if you're in the Cash Crew, which you can join by going to bit.ly/thecashcrew, we will upload a replay for you later. So I do have a bonus before we get into the technical things that are keeping you from earning 6 figures. And if you haven't shared this video, make sure you share the video. Just a precursor, a preview or a preamble, if you will, maybe a preface. The big thing is you. Y-O-U. It is your history. You've yet to forgive yourself for the things that you've done in the past. Whatever those mistakes that you've made in the past, you've yet to let them go. You're still penalizing yourself. You still see yourself as that little girl who made this mistake or that mistake. And until you get to the point where you understand and that you're clear about your destiny, sometimes required that you make some of those mistakes, you're going to stay in a holding pattern of your revenue. So a lot of the things that are holding you back as it relates to your money and your ability to earn 6, 7, 8, or 9 or 10 figures is what you think about yourself. That's number 2. So first, your history. You think because of your history or the skeletons in your closet that you don't deserve to earn that money. And that's a lie. Number 2, because of your self-worth, you don't see yourself as being able to earn that level of money. And that is holding you back. And number 3 is your faith. If you don't believe and if you're not faithful that you can earn that level of money, you never will. But those are kind of the intangibles. I'm going to talk about some of the tangibles today. The intangibles you should be working on every single day. Mentally, are you working to take yourself to the next level? Which was, as I invited you to this broadcast, I said, be prepared to sit down, take some notes, sit still, and learn. This is not a podcast or a broadcast that you jump in and out of like double dutch. This is where you come. This is a masterclass of sorts where you come and you sit down and you learn and you think, what am I going to do to progress myself? So the number one thing that's standing in your way is you. You won't even sit still long enough to get the knowledge that you need to go to the next level. You're still blaming yourself for your history. You've not forgiven yourself for your mistakes or even the things that have come against you in the past. You're negating your self-worth. You think everybody else is better than you. You don't see yourself as Oprah. You don't see yourself as Michael Jordan. You don't see yourself as Beyonce. And because as you don't see yourself in that light, you can't be in that light. And number 3 is your faith. What are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking to yourself? And what are you doing to propel yourself to the next level? But those are the intangibles. The tangibles. These are the things that you can touch and feel and see. These are the things that are keeping you from 6 figures or 7 or 8. Number 1 is money. Number 1 is money. Number 1, are you willing to do whatever it takes to make the money that you need, to invest the money that you need to make the money that you want? And I know that's a conundrum. So let me break that puzzle all the way down for you. Number one, you've always heard it takes money to make money. You do not build a business for free. You do not build an empire for free. You do not build a corporation for free. You do not build a conglomerate for free. None of it is free. So then the question comes back to pride. Are you willing to do whatever it takes? If that means if you got to keep somebody's kids, or you got to deliver somebody's groceries, or if you've got to drive Uber or deliver pizza, are you willing to do whatever it takes? Please never tell me that you can't afford, because the bottom line is that you can afford, but are you willing to iron clothes? Are you willing to clean houses? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? That's the first part of the puzzle. To make the money that you need to invest. That's the second piece of the puzzle. You cannot do this without wise counsel. I don't care who you are. You cannot do this without wise counsel. When is the last time you hired a business coach with the with the express consent of helping you create more revenue? So are you willing to do whatever it takes, meaning clean toilets, whatever, keep somebody's kids, to make the money that you need to invest? Because you got to sit down at somebody's feet somewhere. Everybody has to have a guru. Everybody has to have a sensei. Everybody has to be a mentor, and stop running through the world begging people to mentor you for free, because they didn't get where they were for free, and they're not. Tickets to the next level are not free. Golden tickets are not free. Everybody that has made it anywhere has invested an extreme amount of time, energy, effort, sweat equity, and money to get where they are. So who in the world are you to think that you got to go to them and that they owe it to you to mentor? Because why? Because they're successful? Oh, because Beyonce made it, now she owes it to you to teach you how to make it. No, she made it through sacrifice, and through sacrifice, you will too. But no one owes you. They don't owe you to answer their free questions. They don't owe it to respond to you with your free inquiries, and they don't owe it to you to mentor you for free. Everybody has to pay the cost. If you don't want to pay the cost, then guess what? Be okay being relegated to the level that you're at right now. Bottom line, are you willing to do whatever it takes to make the money you need to invest for you to make the money that you want? It's a 3-step process. It's called return on investment. And if you're not investing money with the right person to take you to the next level, then shame on you, because that's why you're sitting still and you continue to see people elevate, including me, but you won't pay for an audience with me, and so you stay where you're at. So number one is money. Number two is your mindset about money. You may look at my program. I have a program called the Quit Code. It's designed to help you quit your full-time job. A lot of people look at it and say, oh, it's $2,000. That's a lot of money. So you really want a $200 program that's going to help you quit your job? That's crazy. At the bare minimum, people make $50,000 a year. At the bare minimum. So you want a $200 program to help you replace a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 a year job? Are you daft? Because it's not going to happen. Things are relative. Prices are relative. There is a such thing called return on your investment. And guess what? The more you make a year, the more you should expect to spend to replace that revenue. Period. So what is your mindset about money? Do you have a mindset that is $200, that is $2,000? So I'm going to go out and generate the revenue that's needed for me to invest so I can be free from my job. Right. So mindset. Number three thing about money is relative to your actions. or lack thereof. If you're not moving your feet, do not expect to generate revenue. So when I tell you that I'm launching a program that will help you quit your job, if you don't have the money for it, when are you going to move your feet to get the money for it? There's a direct correlation between action and revenue. Oprah is a billionaire. She got her own network. She launches her own syndicated programs. She has her own multiple talk shows. So guess what? She moves her feet in multiple ways, and so she has multiple streams of money. Beyonce is a billionaire, but she's launched multiple albums. She's going on multiple tours. She has multiple things associated with her name that are going to generate her revenue. And some of you sit there and you either have nothing to offer because you've not taken the time to invest the money in a coach that's going to help you create products that you can sell to the rest of the world instead of always being the buyer and becoming the seller. Or you've got products and you procrastinate and you offer them so poorly that you're not making any money. It is one of the two. You either have products that you offer or you have products that you offer poorly. And either way, it is keeping you with a lack of money. Which brings me to number 4. If you don't know how to create product, you better hire me. I'm not going to beat around the bush. My average client, my brand new clients have 4-5 products. People that have been with me for a year have 10 and 15 products that they're unleashing on the marketplace, and they're charging $1,000+ for those products. Where are you and what are you doing? If you don't have a product or a service, what is happening is you're part of the consumer environment. You'll never be Microsoft. You'll never be Bill Gates. And you'll never earn 6 figures if you don't have products and services on the marketplace. Stop being in Nordstrom. Stop being in Macy's. Stop being in all of those stores, buying all of that stuff instead of being in those stores, your online store, and selling stuff. That's why you don't have money, because you're not taking the knowledge that you have and creating a product or service. And if you don't know how, let me teach you. But stop running through the world with lack, and you've got products and services that you can create based on your life experience, based on your work experience. And again, if you don't know how, invest the money to learn how so that you can make the money that you want in your life, period. Money is number 1, and that was just number 1. That was just number 1. That was just number 1. Anybody want number 2? Let's go to number 2. Let me see a 2 if you want number 2. I'm not through. If you haven't shared the video, share the video. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Periscope. Thank you, YouTube. To the podcast, thank you. I appreciate you. This is about your money. It's not about mine. It's not about mine. So before you leave this broadcast to do anything else, I suggest you think twice about it. This is your money. Number 2 is social media. I'm about sick of y'all in social media, and let me tell you why. Social media is a multi-billion dollar platform, and some of y'all don't even make $100 a month. I'm about sick of your misuse and abuse of social media. And if you don't know what you're doing, let me teach you. But to sit every day on a multi-billion dollar platform and earn nothing, You're sitting on a multi-billion dollar platform, a platform that has 1.86 active users. And what you're doing is you're calling social media messy. Oh, Facebook messy. I don't like Facebook because Facebook messy. Come on now. Maybe it's your circle that's messy, because I've made 6 figures on Facebook for the last 6 years, minimum. and now multiple 6. So while you calling Facebook messy, somebody else is making money off of Facebook. And why is it not you? Why is it not you? Number one, you don't know what you're doing. And you're doing what other people are doing, and they doing it wrong. You doing what you see other people do, and it's all stupid. It all has no strategy. It is all incorrect. And I sit and I watch you move around incorrectly on social media, and I laugh. Because anyone can make money on social media if you know how. I have a Facebook masterclass that's going to be I got to build in that masterclass. I said, I'm not finna try to fit all this in 1 week. It's going to be 2 weeks. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. It is 2 weeks. It is 2 payments of $99. Wait a minute. Let's just talk about, and I know some of y'all gonna get mad. Oh, she just want us to buy the class. Boo. You don't have to. You really don't have to. I tell you what you can do. You can stay struggling to make $100 on Facebook. How about you do that? How about you do that? Because see, today is about choices. If you know other people are generating revenue and you're not, if you don't do something differently, you're going to continue not to. So don't be over there counting my dollars for once in your lifetime. Count yours. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. No, the link is not in my bio. I'm giving it to you right now. It starts next Saturday and the next Saturday. And if you're in the cash crew, you're going to get a different link that's cheaper. If you're in the cash crew, you get a different link that allows you to get the class for $40 a week. You guys got to stop playing with your money. Period. There's so much that you can do to generate revenue. So let's talk about social media. Number one, platform. You're either on too few or too many. Some of y'all are on Snapchat and don't know why. You're on Twitter with 5 followers. You're on Tumblr and don't even understand it. You're on LinkedIn and ain't been on there all year. You're on too many platforms and you have look at your neighbor and say no. You have no social media strategy. You don't even know why you go on social media every day. You just know everybody else is on there. It's on if you go to that link, sis, it will tell you what the class entails. But let me tell you what it entails. It entails my strategy. And my strategy has gotten me close to 75,000 followers on different Facebook groups and pages. I have 14,000 followers on my personal page. I made a couple of $100,000 on Facebook alone last year, not including Periscope, not including anything else. So that's what it entails. By the time you walk away, you'll know exactly what I'm doing on Facebook. And if that's not worth $200 to you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to give you the strategy. You got to execute. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. And my clients will tell you, I always give you the strategy. I always give you exactly what I'm doing. But will you go do it? Period. So you're either on too few platforms or too many platforms. And Facebook is too big to be ignored. Number 2, you're missing opportunities because your nerves are bad. How scary can you be to continue to be broke? Oh, I don't want to go live on Facebook. Oh, I'm afraid to go live on Periscope. But you see me. I made another $300,000 last year on Periscope. You don't believe me? I show you the 1099s. You can ask my accountant. On the same platform that you too scared to go live on on the same platform that you won't invest in a class with me to teach you how to do it right. So then you'll get off here and be like, oh, she made all that money. Let me go and go live. Couldn't be that hard. Hit the live button. Don't make no money. Because you won't invest. I'm going to go back. You won't do whatever it takes to get the money that you need, to invest the money that you need to, in order to get the money that your nerves couldn't be that bad. Your nerves ought to be bad at your car being repossessed. Your nerves ought to be bad at your house being foreclosed on. Your nerves ought to be bad when them bill collectors call you. Your nerves should be bad when your bank account looks like a temperature. When are your nerves really bad? It's funny, but it's not funny. And I know a bunch of y'all. Watch me read you like a book. Your bank account is empty right now. It's the 27th. And you're sitting there waiting on payday. And you're fronting like you still got money. And some of y'all feelings going to be so hurt, you're not even going to be able to stand this broadcast. But guess what? I'm here to save you, baby. I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to save you from your broke self. So guess what you better do? You better get out there and generate the revenue you need to join that masterclass so that you're not still sitting on the sideline watching everybody else make money. Stop lying on social media and start using social media to make money. And that's another thing, which brings me to number 3 about social media. You misappropriate your time and energy on social media. You're using social media like a high school reunion. Baby, I wasn't that cool with the people that I went to high school with, and I sure am not going to take my time, my precious time, reuniting with them. Y'all over there like peaches and herb. Reuniting, and it feels... So, girl, ain't nobody got time for that. It's on the landing page. Let me tell y'all something about me. You're going to read around me, y'all. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. Don't ask me what it entails. Go read the page. Go read the page. It tells you exactly. And guess what? I just told you. I'm going to teach you what I know about social media. And that's either good enough for you or not. But let me tell you something. If you ain't making no money right now on social media, hello, you need that masterclass, baby, like you need your next breath. Like you need your next breath. Quit playing with your finances. So you're misappropriating your time on social media. You're wasting the time looking at grandma twerking videos, looking at this, that, and the other. You're wasting your time. And any of my clients, if you got questions for me, right now is not the time. Ask me in class. Coach at work. Coach love you. But coach at work right now. Coach at work right now. That's why you get backdoor access to me. You have private classes to ask me questions. Coach love you. But don't throw a wrench in Coach Groove. I hope I'm helping somebody today. So while you out there going off on social media, spending all day, every day, showing people what you ate. Right, watching cat videos, posting pictures of your dinner and your lunch. You're wasting access to billions of dollars. Catch that. Catch it. And do what you will with that brick. Number 4, you don't have knowledge of social media. While you're sitting over there watching folks that's lying about their next level, if you spent that time getting some knowledge of social media, then guess what? It would change the trajectory of your life and your business. Hey, life, stop playing with your time and your energy. And if you haven't shared this video, you a hater. Share this video and quit playing. Let somebody else catch some of this. And that's real. So we said What's standing in the way between you and your six figures? And if you just got here, I suggest you get a pen and paper and sit down somewhere and listen. Number one is your history. You, your self-worth, your faith. Number two is your money. You running around crying broke in a free democracy. And what that means is that you could take a case of water out to the side of the curb. You pay $2.50 for a 24-pack of water. You could take that same case of water out next to the traffic jam and sell them same bottles for $2 and make $50 off a $2.50 case of water. Don't you open your mouth and tell me you can't afford. You just not willing to do what you need to do to get the money. And I'm tired of it. So you would rather have you, and let me tell you why I do this. I do this because I love women. I do this because I love people. I do this because too many women are in homeless shelters. Too many women are losing their children. Too many women are struggling to pay for daycare when if they just open their eyes and use what they got in their hands, it would free them. Do you want to be free? If you want to be free, type in yes. I told you, I watched the numbers. Some people can't take it. Oh, I gotta go. You don't want to wake up. Pastor Kim, ain't that what Jesus asked the man by the pool of Bethesda when he walked by and the man said, I need to get to the healing waters. I need to get to the healing waters. And I've been here for 38 years. Did he ask the man, do you want to get well? Some of y'all don't want to get well. You're having too good a time complaining about being broke. Do you want to be whole? Do you want to get to the next level? I can take you, but you got to want to go. And that's the truth. So when we talked about money, are you willing to make it? Are you willing to invest it? Are you willing to change your mindset? Are you willing to stop procrastinating? Are you willing to charge your worth? Or are you willing to create the products you need to make the money? Number three was social media. Do you even understand social media? Are you on too few or too many platforms? Are you missing opportunities because of fear? A lot of y'all don't post as much as you could, would, should, because you're afraid of what folks gonna say. That's crazy. Cut it. Are you willing to invest to get the knowledge that you don't have? Facebook is a player. At least learn Facebook. I got a Facebook masterclass that's 2 weeks long. It starts May 2nd. It's going to be May 2nd and the following weekend, May 9th. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. It's $99 a week. And that's $200. Are you willing to invite? Thank you, Valda. Are you willing to invest $200 for your next level? Are you? And if you're not, don't expect to make money. Number three. Y'all ready for number three? Are y'all ready for number three? Put a 3 up. It's at 10:30 to 12. Can I save $1? And guess what? Even if you can't make it live, you better pay for this replay. I mean, at some point, you got to say, it's time out for the excuses. If I said midnight, some of y'all need to be there. Hello? If I told y'all midnight on February 33rd, you need to figure out a way to get there. Hello? Number three, connections. Connections. Do you understand the value of connections? I had this conversation this morning with Pastor Cassandra Powerhouse Elliott. And I said, Pastor C. I said, why don't, it is in my bio, Danielle Winningham, sir. It's in my bio. My name is in my bio. I said, why don't the people around me understand that I am allowing them an opportunity to go with me to the next level? And not every coach does that. Why don't the people around me understand that when I let you go live on my Facebook, that's an opportunity that not everybody has. When I say come and speak on my stage at my conference, that's not an opportunity that everybody has. When I say come be a breakout speaker or a panelist, that is not an opportunity that everybody has. But guess what? For the people that don't understand it, they are about to get replaced. I'm going to state my case right here and right now. I am looking for women who are ready to go to the next level by any means necessary, whatever the cost. I don't mean just you pay me. No, David, it's not religious based. Please just sit and listen. I don't mean just you pay me. Me and too, Jiggly Wiggly. I don't mean just you pay me and I abscond away with the money. I am looking for some men, some smart men, who are ready to go with me to get these documentaries made, to get these books made, to get this tour cracking. I'm ready. I am ready. And for the ones that are around me that are not moving their feet, not completing their assignments, boo, bye. I'm not finna beg nobody to go to greatness. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I'm finna put a bunch of calls out. I need folks to be ambassadors in about 15 cities. I need people that's going to want to be part of my movie documentary, part of my new book. I'll need people that's ready to go and blow stuff up. I need it. I need it around me. Connections. You got to have them both live and online. Let me tell you something. You cannot replace a connection. That's one of the reasons that I'm about to go on the road. Now with international, yes ma'am, everywhere. Now with the level of money that I made last year online, I don't have to go on the road. I don't have to go on the road. But what I'm about to do is go on these streets so I can meet some of the next level women. So yes, I will be in Arizona. I will be in California, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm going to be in Maryland. I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be in Atlanta. Get with me. I'm going to be in Louisiana. And guess what? If I'm not going to be in your city, guess what you need to do? You need to drive the next city over. I'm not going to Boston. You better meet me in New York. I'm not going to Chirac. I'm going to be in Indianapolis. It's close enough. Get with me. I'm going to be in Jackson, Mississippi. Listen to me. You can either get with me or not. If you go to bit.ly/freedomhelp, check that link for me, Rochelle. bit.ly/freedomhelp. I'm looking for ambassadors. I'll be in Tucker, Georgia on August 5th with Christine at the Women's Prosperity Conference. bit.ly/freedomhelp. I'm looking for women that say, look, let's do this together. Or let me tell you what the alternative is. I will be in Dallas, LaTanya. Let me tell you what the alternative is. All of us rent our own room. All of us pay Hilton and Embassy Suites all this money. All of us pay for conferences. Jiggly Wiggly men will be there, but my target audience is women. All of us, I'm going to be in Indianapolis. You can still come May 19th through the 21st. You can go get the information at bit.ly/300 women Indy. Yeah, we're going to have an all-male panel in Indianapolis teaching women the difference between men and women in business. And that's why you need connections. Who is in? Just say me. Just say me. Because I'm not finna fool with the naysayers. I'm tired of people that drag their feet. I'm tired of people that say they want it, but don't execute. I'm tired of folks that say they in, but they not really. Or if it's something difficult you need them to do, they don't execute. and come through, go to bit.ly/freedomhelp. Put your information in. Let us call you. Let's talk about how we can do this thing together. All across the country. Stop playing with your next level and stop missing opportunities. And be ready to invest in an opportunity. Stop thinking every opportunity that comes to you is going to come to you for free, because it's not. Connections is number 3. Number 4 is aesthetics. These are the things that are keeping you from your 6 figures. Glad y'all still here with me. We said you standing in your own way. You're not willing to make the money you need to invest the money that you need. You don't know enough about social media. I said come to my 2-week Facebook masterclass. You don't have the connections you need. Number 4 is aesthetics. Number 4 is aesthetics. Please, please, please. And I'm going to talk about this in my Facebook masterclass. Stop doing your own graphics. Please and thank you. Please stop looking cheap online. Please stop looking in like your children created your graphics with a crayon. Stop. Stop thinking that just because they created Canva, it's for you. It's not. There are too many experienced graphic design artists for you to be out there chopping and screwing your graphics. And it's too many people that do it at an inexpensive rate. But because you don't have connections, including a business coach, you're out there spending unnecessary money. Money that you don't have to spend. Website look like ... You're going to have to pay somebody to do this bit, to grow this business. At some point. Yeah, graphics look like they officially been chopped, screwed, screwed, screwed. Stop. If you're a business, represent yourself as a professional business owner. And for my clients, all you got to do is ask me in class, who do you refer, coach? And I will give you a litany of individuals. This is why let me tell you something. As a coach, I can honestly tell you, every dollar that you spend with me will be saved. It will be saved on you not making a stupid decision. It will be saved by you not hiring somebody that either overcharges you or doesn't do the work. Every dollar that you spend with me, David, is not, but David, you can go if you don't want to be here. I come here every day, David. Guys, if any of you are new and you want to know more about me, come back tomorrow. I'll be here. And if you come that day and you still don't understand, come back the next day. I'll be here. I'm here every day. And so the bottom line is, if you just tuned in and you don't understand what's going on, sit still and listen. Or leave and miss your blessing. But everybody that's here is here for a reason. But don't interrupt the broadcast asking me who I am when you can go to your Uncle Google and Google me. I can be Googled. It will tell you my history. I come when I get here, David. It will tell you my history. It'll tell you everything that you want to know. And then if you don't want to come back, then fine. But don't interrupt the broadcast. Last warning. Because I got people to free. Connections. You got to have them. And you got to look like you're worth what people are going to invest in you. You've got to look like you're worth what you want people to invest in you. If you tell people your sessions are $200 and you look like you drew your invite with your left hand, folks are going to question you. Right? So you got to make sure that you look the part. You can't be having cover photos that you took in the bathroom mirror. You can't be having club photos with your drinks in your hand. If you want people to see you as professional, you've got to put up a professional appearance. Y'all know them bathroom selfies? And then you be talking about, hire me. No. Take a picture next to the white wall in your house. I'm not saying you have to have no full scale makeup, photo shoot. I'm not saying that. I'm saying operate with common sense. You've seen it. I've seen it. Or you put a Facebook cover out there that's not sized right. And so because it's not sized right, the words are misproportionate. And then you want people to hire you. Well, they're not. And then you want to whine and cry. People don't support anybody. They do. You ain't got Walmart running around with crooked signs. You know what? That again, that speaks to that perception. That's why Nordstrom can sell jeans that look like they have mud on them. Exactly, Cassandra. Take a headshot with a dress shirt and a blazer up against a white wall in your house. Get your neighbor or one of your children to snap the photos. Presentation is everything. You wouldn't even go in Walmart if they was throwed off. So how can you expect to call yourself a clean wall? You better say that. Period. So how can you expect for people to appreciate you as a business owner? Yep, they sell them jeans for $400. Nordstrom. They look like they got mud on them. You don't even get real mud for $400. And you can't sell your grandmama's cake recipe. But then when you go to take a picture of the cake, you got it sitting next to the dirty bowl. You got it sitting on the card table in your kitchen with phone books next to it. That is just not appetizing. So guess what? Don't be taking pictures next to the refrigerator with all your kids' school pictures on there. Baby, just have some forethought about what you do. And y'all think it's funny, but I see it every day. And I even see some of y'all. Ting. But you know Coach love you. Coach love you. So I'd rather get on here and do a little broadcast and remind y'all to represent yourself in a business light. Right? Because Coach love you. But it's the truth. I even see some of y'all abusing social media. My Facebook masterclass is next Saturday. You better find 2 sets of 99 and sign up. bit.ly/DW Masterclass. Number 5. Number 5 is technology. Number 5 is technology. Share the scope. If you haven't shared the scope, remember no replay. But just take the phone with you, Audrey. Your phones don't plug into the wall no more. Number 5 is technology. Some of you don't have an email list. Some of you don't have a website, or if you do, it's horrible. Some of you are not investing in the next level. You cannot, let me tell you, it was early last year. And now, don't get me wrong. Get started however you can. Get started however you can. But remember that at some point you have to go back and fix all of those holes that you plugged just to get started. So early last year, I said, okay, I'm praying the prayer of Jabez, and I'm asking God to expand my territory. And in order for me to elevate, I've got to elevate my technology. And it cost me quite a bit. But I know I needed it. Because prior to that upgrade, my infrastructure was the equivalent of 2 hamsters running on the inside of a cage. One would run for 12 hours, and then the other one would give him a break and run. So I understand doing a lot of things manually because we did whatever it took to support the business. But as you grow, see, I'm not telling you nothing that I haven't been through myself. As you grow, you must grow your infrastructure. You must have the right technology in the right place for the right target audience. You've got to leverage automation. You've got to have an email list. And you've got to have a sales funnel. And the current market will not put up with anything less if you really want to generate 6 figures. If you really want to generate 6 figures. That's the truth. And that's one thing about me as a coach. Every course that I have teaches you the right stuff to do, or either we build it for you. But you won't be running around struggling with your technology. Technology, to be honest with y'all, guys, is the difference between 6 figures and 7. So look at your neighbor and say, wow. I don't help you with software, Cindy. We create our own software platforms for you. No. It's too many. Listen to me. I would be a fool to say that I was an expert. There's too many softwares out there. So when you come to me, I show you how to use what we use. Automation and email funnels, email funnels, and technology is your 7-figure difference. It really is. And a lot of you are asleep at the wheel with one product. Product creation, sales funnels, email marketing, and automation. That's your 7 figures. It just is. And some of y'all so asleep at the wheel that you don't know. And that's the truth. You've got, even the way I do, Tammy. I have a lot of beginners courses. Every course that I teach teaches you about technology and how much money you're leaving on the table by trying to do everything yourself. And that's the truth. Last but not least, y'all want number 6? Throw a 6 up. You want number 6? Throw it in the air. Yep, this is the social media class I talked about the other day. The Facebook Masterclass. You got to start with Facebook because that's where everybody at. Why would you go to other platforms trying to get folks? Throw it in the air like you just don't care. Throw it in the air like you just don't care. Baby, you got to entertain yourself on here. And baby, everything I do, it don't even be for y'all. It be to entertain myself. Hello? Facebook is the beginning and the end. Baby, I think Facebook is like the Holy Trinity. I'm telling you. Mark Zuckerberg, he be in tune. He be in tune with the Spirit. He not playing. Number 6. Y'all are going to get mad at me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going to tell you, Facebook. We going to change the name. 6 minutes. Hey, 6 minutes. We going to change the name to Facebook. Y'all are going to get mad at me, but I'm going to tell you the truth about number 6. is knowledge. I have a cash crew with over 200 people in it. We did the Book of the Month Club the other day, and only about 30 people showed up. If you won't sit still to get knowledge, you're doomed. You're doomed. I have 17 books on my table that I got off of my bookshelf, and another 10 books on the way that I've got to read in the next 27 days to not only get ready for this masterclass, but also because I'm about to put my own Facebook on fleek. I'm about to triple the revenue that I made last year on Facebook. And this masterclass is where I'm starting. I teach so that I can learn. I'm a lifelong learner, but I'm also a lifelong teacher. And the more I teach, it requires me to go get the knowledge that I need to learn. And so yesterday I ordered about 10 books. I have 17 books that I've read in the past that I've pulled off the shelf. A total of 27 books in the next 10 days. I'm going to be pulling from over 30 books to create this Facebook masterclass. That's why I said you can pay at least. I was getting ready to underprice myself. I was getting ready to do it for $99. And then I said, no, coach, you can't even, you're going to be a hypocrite, because it's no way that you ought to get 30 books, $600 worth of books. $600 worth of books filtered down to give you what you need. Why would I offer you that for $99? It's not fair for me, because what I'm going to be over here doing is cutting out stuff. Oh, let me cut that out. That's too good. Oh, let me cut that out. No, I'm finna give it all to you, but you're going to pay for it. And if you're like me, you want the whole cookie. Why would I offer you a cookie that I done went through and picked the nuts and the M&Ms out? I don't do that. Y'all know when I teach with all my soul, all my heart, and all my mind. I'm not finna give you no butter pecan ice cream that I done went through and picked the pecans out. I'm not gonna do that. Number one, you never know what folks been doing with their hands while they picking through your ice cream. Number two, it's just not right. Butter pecan ice cream with no pecans. What, butter ice cream? So I'm going to put it all in there, and folks either going to pay what it's worth or not. And that's where I am these days. I know that what I'm about to teach you about Facebook is really gonna take your knowledge to the next level. You either want it or you don't. You either can do the math or not. And guess what? You clean one house for one weekend and make $200. You either want to do it or not. I don't want to hear no complaints. I don't want to hear no crying. It's either worth it or it's not. And that's real talk. And I even have a discount if you sign up for the Cash Crew for $39 a month for a minimum of 6 months. You can get the masterclass for only $80. That's how much my Cash Crew gets. Everything I do except for courses at a discount. They get discounts on everything that I do. So the Cash Crew, y'all only got one payment of $79. Y'all only got one payment of $79. That same stuff that everybody else is paying $199 for. So if you sign up for Cash Crew, $39, guess what? Pay your $39 for 6 months. You can get it for $80. It's benefits. It's benefits. I take care of my people. But you got to ask yourself, am I going to sit still and get the knowledge? Let me tell y'all something else, Cash Crew. Next time y'all don't show up for my Book of the Month Club, I'm going to fight y'all. If I can find time in my day, week, month, year to host a Book of the Month Club that you ain't even got to read the book to come to, that you can just come and listen, right, Tang? Even Thisha said it was good. You can just come and listen to what other people thought about the book. That alone will change your life. But if you don't get some knowledge ASAP, you're going to continue to struggle with generating revenue. You got to have knowledge on how to create teams. The link is on the masterclass page, Audria. So if you go to bit.ly/DW masterclass, if you sign up for the Cash Crew, once you get inside there, you're going to have a totally different link that allows you to get access to the masterclass at a more than half off. And that's right, Minister McCants. And my people die for lack of knowledge. We give out a list of books so you don't have to run around and see what are the right books. But you got to show up. Let's talk about showing up. Let's talk about showing up. Look at your neighbor and say, show up. Let's talk about showing up. There was once a college student. Go ahead, hustle chick. There was once a college student that had a meeting, and he invited 5 other college classmates. Well, only 2 of them showed up. The other 3 wouldn't even be bothered to show up. They had something to do. They might have had something to do with their family. They might have had to work, but whatever the reason was, might even been a good reason. Look at your neighbor and say it was a good reason. Might even have been a good reason as to why they didn't show up. Hey, excuse me. Hey, Desert Storm Fitness. Might have even been a good reason as to why they didn't show up. Whatever the case was, they didn't show up. The college student and his 2 friends that showed up are all now billionaires. Because the person that invited them to the meeting was Mark Zuckerberg. It's not a day that goes by that I don't invite somebody to participate in the next level. And some of y'all don't show up. I'm going to be in Indianapolis. Some of y'all won't show up. I'm going to be in your city. Some of you won't show up. And then 5 years from now, you're going to look back and say, wow, look at what that group is doing. Maybe I should have showed up. Maybe I should have been in the room when the decision was made. Even though it was a good reason. Sometimes, the devil is busy. You know what we read in scripture the other day? It said, be serious, be alert. The devil is on the prowl. Sometimes you got to push past a good reason and show up anyway. Look at your neighbor and say, show up anyway. Because folks are waiting for you not to show up. Show up for yourself. There's so many opportunities missed because you don't show up. Show up anyway. Yeah, it's not always going to be easy to show up. It's not always going to be convenient to show up. My sister Joanna, she's showing up from the Virgin Islands. Some of y'all won't even drive from Chicago to Indianapolis. Some of y'all are right in Indianapolis and won't show up. Some of y'all are one state over in Ohio and you won't show up. Some of you might have to drive 12 hours, but you know you need to be in the room. Why are you not showing up? The opportunity. Nettie Boo says she's driving from Baltimore. It is, Christina. It's on the website, bit.ly/300womenindy. Do you know how many miles that I've had to drive in my life in order to show up? It's a faith thing, though. Showing up is a faith thing. It is. I remember the day that I put out the invitations to Indianapolis, and it's tax deductible because it's a business expense. I remember the day I put out the invitations to Indianapolis. I saw about 3 women immediately say, I'm not going to be going. And when I asked them, this was about 5 months ago, maybe 6, why won't you be going? They said, I don't have the money. Look at your neighbor and say, wow. You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that you don't see a way to make it? Indianapolis is the midway point in all of the country. So it don't matter where you're coming from, it's the midway point. But you mean to tell me that in all of the cities, in all the world, you don't see a way to make it 6 months from now? You know what that tells me? You got major, major, major faith issues. And the reason I say that is because I've seen God shake miracles in 6 months. I've seen him shake miracles in 6 weeks. I've seen him turn water to wine in 6 days. I've seen him change somebody's mind in 6 hours. And in fact, I've got answers and confirmation within 6 minutes and sometimes even in 6 seconds. I've seen him do some stuff suddenly in my lifetime. And I'm 46. In my lifetime, I've seen him do some things so fast that I thought I was losing my mind, Cassandra. I've seen him do suddenly. How can you count God out that fast? I believe it. How can you count God out that fast? You mean to tell me you already know that 6 months from now, you're not going to be able to make it to Indianapolis? So that tells me, number one, you haven't tried anything. Have you gotten together with some women and said, let's drive? Number two, that tells me that you not believe, you wouldn't even click a maybe. Let me see what God is going to do. You have already resigned and relegated yourself to not attending what could arguably be one of the most life-changing events you ever go to. So while you asking God to send you help, is it possible? Is it just possible that he has sent you help already and you ignored it? Didn't even think of, because tickets are only $99, guys. General admission for a 2-day conference is only $99. VIP for the 2 days is only $99 a day. So they didn't even think, well, if I put aside, 6 months ago, if I put aside $25 a week, this is how my mom and them used to do money. Because see, my mom never said no. If they told me that they wanted me to go to Europe, my mama would say, when are you going and how much is it? And if my mama had to put aside $33 a week for a year, I'd be on that trip. My mama. If my mama had to find a way to make an extra $15 a day for a year, I'd be on that trip. My mama. See, we didn't come from a place where our parents just had it. They had to go get it and come back with it. So you telling me 6 months ago that you couldn't put aside $25 a week? Give me the math, y'all. What's 25 times 24 weeks? See, you're counting yourself, and you would have got the money back on your taxes because the conference is tax deductible. Somebody give me the okay, so $600. You would have made it there. Ticket in, 100, 300 for hotel, 200 for travel. You could have easily made it. Some of you, they gave up before they got started. But some of you have given up on yourself. Some of you have given up on yourself before you got started. You say, I don't have the money for this, but yet you're doing nothing to get it. I hope I help somebody today. These are the 6 things standing between you and 6, 7, 8 figures. Listen, you can go around listening to them folks talking about how you're going to be a millionaire. Baby, you got to make 6 before you make 7. Let's just run the numbers real quick, can we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to repeat that because some of y'all might have had a fever that day when they did the numbers at preschool. Let me run the numbers for you again. If you want to make 7 figures, there is a progression. It's levels to this stuff. Let me repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning you got to make 4 figures a year first. 5, that means if you're making anything less than $99,000, you got to get to the 5-figure mark first. 6, okay, you crossed over into the $100,000 territory, and then 7. You can't make 7 before you make 6. You can't make 6 before you make 5. There's levels to this stuff. And the bottom line is you got to always progressively be increasing your levels. Levels to this stuff. You can't make 6 if you ain't made 5. Hey, Tex McCann. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, when are you going to get started? There is no such thing as an overnight success. I consider myself an overnight success, and it took me 6 years. There is no such thing as an overnight success. When are you going to get started? And not only get started, because some of y'all are the queens of getting started. Some of y'all are the queens of getting started. I look up every other day you starting something. Last week you started a daycare. This week you starting a car wash. The week later you in Mary Kay. Next thing I know, you inboxing me about some skinty tea. You done went from tea to Organo Gold coffee. You're the queen of starting. When will you finish? And then you get mad. No, Lynn, this is not a script. Why do people do that in your live broadcast? If it says live in red at the top, that means I'm live. Hi, I'm live. Learn y'all's technology. If one of the reasons that your husband, your spouse is mad at you, and you running around here talking about, my husband don't support me in my business, because he's sick of you starting, boo. He is sick. Do you wonder why your husband won't give you money to invest in your business? And he done already gave you money, and you ain't brought no money home. And then when he say enough is enough, now you got to go to work. Oh, you mad. You want to break up with him. Stop playing with your next level, family. Run around telling me he don't support you. Boo, he have. But how much more you want him to support? So no, I'm not talking about just getting started. I'm talking about getting started and staying started. And there is a difference. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. 6 things standing between you and 6 figures. It's just real talk. It's just real talk. Some people don't know how to finish criticism or help. There are real conditions that exist. I agree. And for those real conditions, you hire expert help. I agree. Some people are chronic procrastinators. Some people have chronic issues where they talk themselves out of finishing. I agree. You hire accountability. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. If you didn't finish the first 15 projects, what's going to make you finish this project? And a lot of it is self-sabotage. There's a book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. And in that book, he talks about when you go to those levels, you get these mental blocks. I have them too. But at some point, you've got to recognize it for what it is. And you've got to have the tools, the resources, and the support to be able to break through them. Oh, which was one of the books we talked about yesterday in the Book of the Month Club. I'm not even going to give y'all the name of it because you should have came to the doggone meeting. But I'm going to read y'all what the book talks about. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. It says, do you dream about writing a great American novel? Regret not finishing your paintings, poems, or screenplays? Want to start a business or charity? Wish you could start dieting or exercising today? Hope to run a marathon someday? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need this book. In this powerful, straight from the hip examination of the internal obstacles to success, best-selling author Blank shows readers how to identify, defeat, and unlock the inner barriers to creativity. So guess what? For those of you who procrastinate, he talked about in the book how to stop procrastinating. For those of you who have that self-sabotage at the next level, he talked about that. For those of you who have been procrastinating on writing your books and starting your businesses, he talked about that. Thank you, Shaman. But you weren't at the Book of the Month Club to hear it. What I mean by that, it's for $39 a month. If you can't invest $39 to be in a group of like-minded people doing like-minded stuff, and for those of you who are already in the Book of the Month Club, shame on you for not showing up. The India ambassador is the ambassador for Indianapolis, and ambassador is good for the tour. Hey, Sade, listen, you got to show up in them books. I told you guys what motivated me to start reading was when I read that time that if you want to hide something from folks, put it in a book. I said, you'll never hide anything else from me. So what do I get from books? I get strategy. I get encouragement. I get to read books that show me stories of people that started just like I started. And guess what? They still made it. And still they rise. I get to see stories of people who had even more struggles than I had. Make my struggles look like a walk in the park. But don't forget the word from this morning. And I'm going to tell you, the best program for beginners, you need to catch that Facebook masterclass that I'm about to do. But really, most of my programs start at a beginning point. But if it doesn't, I'll tell you in advance. The verse for today was 2 Corinthians, like Donald Trump say. 2 Corinthians. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. And what that means is no matter what you're going through, you're still here and it's time to execute. Get to work. No matter what you're going through. There's nothing new under the sun. So whatever it is that you've gone through, somebody else has gone through it too. And so it's time for you to stop hollering, woe is me, and get to work. Listen. The struggle is over. It's reaping time. That was 2 Corinthians 4, 8 through 9. 2 Corinthians 4, 8 through 9. If you're tired of your life being a mess, get to work. You tired of working a job? Work on your exit strategy. You tired of your pay? Get to work. But it's reaping time. That's the bottom line. And a lot of you are not reaping because you don't know how. But the time for all those complaints, this, that, and the other, is over with. It's time to quit talking. Time to quit analyzing. Time to quit waiting. Time to quit struggling. It's go time. Look at your neighbor and say, go time. Look at your neighbor and say, go time. I got something for y'all, but y'all not quite ready. Look at your neighbor and say, go time. It's time to stop procrastinating. It's time to stop making excuses. If you want to be an ambassador for the tour, make sure you go to bit.ly/freedomhelp. That's right. Trying is wasting time and money. Did you have professional help with your exit strategy, J Discoveries? It's go time. It's go time, right, sis? I'm not going to Dakota, but I'm going to go on the road, though. I'm not going to Dakota, but I'm going. And the door is open for people that want to come with me. Was that worth your time? If you think that was worth your time, say me. The trolls wasn't as bad as they normally do be. They start cutting up a little bit at the end. No replay unless you're in the Cash Crew. Cash Crew gets a replay, of course. I'll probably run it on a loop tonight around 8 p.m., so take a look for it on Periscope. I told you it was going to be worth it. I don't know what that question is, Minister Squad. What opportunity should you have on the table? I'll probably come back tomorrow and do something on product creation. But it's go time, y'all. You got to stop playing small. And you got to ask yourself, why did I get put here? And it's time to make those decisions to invest in the next level so you can get to the next level. Can you share with your friend? Not if they ain't in the Cash Crew, boo. When I say no replay, I mean it. Yeah. Tell them for $39 they can get in there. If you got a friend that don't want to come to the Cash Crew, then they missed it. All right, love you. 2 Corinthians. All right, Christine, thank you. Lady PCB, if you go to bit.ly/thecashcrew, that is my membership group. You can join for $39 a month. They get discounts. They get special access to workshops. I think I'm doing a workshop for them tomorrow or Monday. They get a lot of stuff. What opportunities do I have on the table? At Minister Squad, if you go to bit.ly/300womenindy, it literally tells you about the sponsorship opportunities. It's so much. There's so many opportunities for us to collaborate. Yep. All right. And it is thebomb.com. Thank you guys. Love you. I'll see you later. I'll be back later. Love you guys to my podcast. Love you guys.